What's up, comic book fans? This is Mark, and this is another Comic Crazy review for the second last week, which would be the third week of January of 2010. I got a bunch of comics to talk about, and I gotta put them in order. So, without further delay, I have five Marvel, one DC comics. So let's begin with Avengers number 3. Wow, I hate the artwork. I hate a lot of things of this book, and I don't think I'm going to buy Avengers anymore. The story is very dragged out, and this is in a weekly comic. As well as the art in here is very sloppy to me. I don't think it's the actual artwork. I think it's the actual type of artwork. This doesn't fit this story. It should look like the other Marvel books. It should not look all scratchy. In my opinion, I don't enjoy this. There's nothing going on here. The Apocalypse thing was wasted. And all this stuff about, oh, but it's the Major 3. I don't care anymore. I may not buy Avengers anymore, which is sad because I had high hopes for this book. I have to give this a 6 out of 10. Amazing Spider-Man, number 638. The beginning of One Moment in Time. It's supposed to explain, after Mephisto's deal with Spider-Man, what happened to the continuity. Well, guess what, guys? To pay $3.99, we get a reprint of that Spider-Man, wedding issue, as well as like 5 freaking artists working on this book. The new art is fantastic. The old work is fantastic. Everything in here looks good. But if you read it as a comic book, it doesn't make fucking sense. It doesn't. That being said, this is the first time I think I really didn't like the story, and the art made it more enjoyable. Literally, the story alone would probably get a 3 out of 10. But the art in here is so good, I have to give it, the art alone is probably an 8 out of 10. So you gotta balance those two out. I gotta say they have balls for what they're doing with this, and I gotta respect them for that. And I didn't hate everything in this comic book. I just think the heart was there, but the will is strong, but the flesh is wounded. I have to give this a 6 out of 10, which hurts me because this was the comic of the week. It was a 10 out of 10 last week. What happened? It's a different team, that's why. And Joe Kelly's not writing this. So yeah. Lady Deadpool, one shot. I'm not buying Deadpool Core anymore. That's why I thought, hey, let's leave the character on a good note. At least try to, with getting this one shot of Lady Deadpool, seeing that she is the most interesting character in that core book. I gotta say I wasn't disappointed. I think the one thing that hurt this book was I am not a girl. So I think if you're the opposite sex of me, you will enjoy this a lot more. If you like the character initially, I think you're gonna like this too. If you don't know who Lady Deadpool is and you hate Deadpool, you will think this is piece of shit garbage. But it depends on whoever's reading it. But I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. New Avengers, number 2. Spider-Man's not annoying in this. I think the team aspect of the Thing on here, which is the only difference between that and Avengers, this doesn't do anything other than it has better artwork and better pacing, I think. And the actual storyline is somewhat better. I'm not into the magic thing, but still. I gotta say, I had way more fun reading this than Avengers. Maybe this should be my Avengers book. Is the big 3 in here? No, but I don't care. I'm going to give this also a 7.5 out of 10. Very shocking. Deadpool number 25. And yes, this is a 3D cover. I gotta say, the gag alone is funny, seeing that these are not 3D glasses, and this is a 3D cover, and everything else in here is not. I like this. This was the ending of the last 3-part story arc involving Deadpool in Vegas with Weasel. It ended well. The last issue left us on a cliffhanger, and we thought Deadpool was going to be a douche retard again, and he's not. They actually put everything in motion, and surprisingly enough, Daniel Way did a Grant Morrison thing, where he did a 180 and you didn't see it coming. Not as big as Grant Morrison, but still. I gotta give kudos to Daniel Way. He wrote really shitty, like 7 issues ago, and now he's writing good. It's shocking the hell out of me. I have to give this book right here an 8 out of 10. Very close to being the comic of the week, but something beat it by only 0.5. And that's Brightest Day, number 6. I don't know about you guys, but damn. Things start picking up in this issue. Now, it depends on what you like about Brightest Day so far. If you're a fan of, the Hawkman Hawkgirl stuff, you're not going to like this because there's no Hawkman Hawkgirl. The art in here, once again, is fantastic. And the thing that keeps making it over, a 6 out of 10 is the artwork. The dialogue in here is fantastic. Things happen and the pace is quickening. Once again, while you're reading this, you have to remember, it is a bi-weekly comic. They are going to drag things. But all in all, is this as good as Blackest Night? No. But it's still enjoyable, and for what it is, I gotta say, in my opinion, this is better than 52. I have to give this a 8.5 out of 10. Comic of the week. Very shocking because this series was kind of sloping down, but now it's back up. Very enjoyable, especially if you like Martian Manhunter. So that's it, guys. Check out my comic reviews on comiccrazereviews.website.com. You can see a bunch of other stuff from Blue Goblin, Brendan Haggs, and Boxing Type X too. So until next time, guys, peace out and keep reading those comics.